welcome to our first documentary video for our UITM Microbiology Club's documentary series on disease-causing viruses. My name is DAYANG HAJAR, BINTI FAIZOL, and I am a member of the Microbiology Club and also the host for this video. The first disease-causing virus we will be documenting on is the Ebola virus. A bit of history on Ebola and its discovery will help us to get to know better the Ebola virus. The Ebola virus was first discovered in 1976 after an outbreak in the country, which now has been named Democratic Republic of Congo. Although at first they thought it was the virus Marburg, but underneath a microscope, it was a whole new virus. The virus was named after the Ebola River because it was close to the location of the first infection. The first outbreak had an 88% fatality rate among its 318 reported cases of Ebola, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The largest outbreak of the Ebola virus was from 2014 to 2016, which was called the Western African epidemic. The virus had spread to 10 countries. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, about 11,000 people had died from the virus during the epidemic. So what is this virus and how does it affect so much of our lives? These questions will be answered by our invited guests who are up next in this video.
Ebola virus belongs to the family of Virology and the genus Ebola virus. There are 6 known species of Ebola virus. Among these, the Zaire Ebola virus is the most deadly and has caused the largest outbreak in Africa. Ebola is an envelovirus with a single-stranded negative sense RNA genome. Under an electron microscope, it has a long, thread-like or filamentous shape, which is why it belongs to the Virology family. Because it is an envelope virus, it can be destroyed by soap, alcohol-based disinfectant, and also heat, but it can still survive in body fluids long enough to spread infection. The virus is believed to originate from fruit bats. Humans can become infected through contact with infected wild animals, such as bats or non-human primates. Ebola spreads direct contact with the blood or body fluids of an infected person, including saliva, vomit, urine, feces, sweat, breast milk, and semen. It can also spread by touching contaminated objects such as needles, medical equipment, and also clothing. But most importantly, the Ebola does not spread through the air, like influenza and COVID-19, and it is also not transmitted through casual contact with someone who is not showing symptoms. Thank you.
As a healthcare professional, understanding the pathogenicity of Ebola is crucial. After entering the body through infected body fluids, the virus targets immune cells, such as macrophages and dendritic cells. These infected cells transport the virus throughout the body, allowing it to replicate rapidly. This infection triggers an overwhelming immune response, known as a cytokine storm, which causes tissue damage, and at the same time, Ebola virus damages blood vessels and interferes with blood clotting, leading to fluid leakage, and in some cases, severe bleeding. As the virus spreads, vital organs including liver and kidneys become impaired. This can ultimately result in multi-organ failure, making Ebola one of the most severe viral diseases known to humans.
Hi everyone, as a group leader, I would like to talk about the impact of Ebola on health, society, the economy, and people's emotions. First, Ebola has a serious impact on health. Ebola is a deadly disease with a high death rate if it's not treated early. During any outbreak, hospitals become crowded and healthcare workers are at high risk of infection while caring for patients. This puts great pressure on the healthcare system. Second, Ebola has major impact on the economy. During an outbreak, many businesses may close, and people cannot work because of illness and quarantine. Tourism and trade also decrease because people avoid traveling to affected areas. As a result, families lose their income and face financial difficulties. Third, Ebola also affects people's emotions and mental health. Many people feel scared because Ebola spread easily through direct contact with infected body fluid. Families worry about their loved ones, and some people experience stress, anxiety, or sadness after losing family members or friends. Survival may also stigma and discrimination because others are afraid of the disease. As a leader, we have important responsibility to protect our communities. We must provide accurate information, support healthcare workers, improve medical services, and encourage people to follow safety measures such as avoiding contact with infected body fluid, reporting symptoms early, and practicing good hygiene. By working together and stay informed and supporting one another, we can reduce the spread of Ebola and protect our community. A disease like Ebola does not only affect one person, it affects families, communities, and even the whole country. That is why everyone's cooperation is important.
After hearing the facts from our invited experts, it is obvious that the Ebola outbreaks are devastating, which makes us wonder, how did the governments and authorities curb the virus and stop it from spreading any further? The World Health Organization, WHO, had actually brought the Ebola epidemic in 2016 under control by implementing aggressive public health measures. One of those measures is to isolate the infected and treat them separately in the effort to reduce the virus transmission. Another measure that they took is by enforcing safe burial techniques so as to not get the Ebola virus from the contagious diseased bodies. Governments also got their citizens to trust their treatment facilities by shifting their perception of it. With this, the people who have symptoms showing can turn to the treatment facilities to get treated at an earlier stage, thus reducing the number of infected people and slowly stopping the epidemic completely by January 2016, as 42 days passed without news of another case of infection. And so that marks the end of our documentary video on the Ebola virus disease, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon on our next video. Goodbye!